Government-supplied drug test strips that detect fentanyl and prevent overdoses will no longer be government-supplied, as the government has determined they are used by drug users. Formerly rich Cubans who made their blood money off the suffering of the masses and then lost their lucre to the communists want it back. Billions of dollars worth of factories, farms, sugar mills, and mansions. The Times reports these ne'er-do-wells were often regarded as oligarchs who exploited the poor. That's Times speak for were oligarchs who exploited the poor. Some of the claimants are average American citizens like Exxon, Coca-Cola, and Woolworths. Enrique Carrillo, whose family owned a rum distillery, said his father had worked very hard to build the company. Yes, he worked the workers very hard, made billions off of them, jailed or killed anyone who thought that was odd, and now you want it back. Seems fairly obscene. The peasants who worked for him, by contrast, were lazy. Otherwise, they'd be rich, right? Land acknowledgements are under attack in Australia. An anti-immigration group opposed to all immigrants after themselves is also opposed to non-immigrants. At least they don't discriminate. They charge that indigenous welcome to country statements are divisive. Yes, they divide people who have the benefit of a social conscience from people less fortunate who suffer from intractable cases of white nationalism. In an unprecedented move, the government is reviewing all station licenses owned by ABC. At issue is whether their programming is in the public interest. In the public interest, a government term meaning in the Führer's interest. ABC Disney is also accused of discrimination. Discrimination, a Führer term meaning undoing generational discrimination. But it turns out they were promoting diversity, and not just any diversity, but illegal and immoral diversity. Illegal, the Führer says so. Immoral, it violates the ethics of the expanded Confederacy. Boss Trump said Kimmel shouldn't be entering our homes each night to spread hate. That right is reserved to the Lord Almighty and his anointed Führer. The government threats were condemned by far Marxist critics, including Ted Cruz. So now I'm on the same side as Disney and Cruz. Difficult times. And too many Führers. Amsterdam has banned adverts for meat and fossil fuels on climate grounds. That means no pushing Big Macs, distant destinations, or internal combustionary cars. No airlines, no cruises, no trips to Thailand, Dubai, New York, no beef, chicken, or pork, no Burger King, no KFC. The city has declared high-carbon lifestyles to be addictions. This plan to move to common sense was challenged as violating freedom of expression, but a judge ruled the health of the people and planet supersedes selfishness. The deep city is also leaning on Amsterdammers to eat less meat, working toward 60% of their protein from plants. In a major, whatever the opposite of reform is, refugees and victims of domestic violence and trafficking can no longer receive food stamps. Amid cuts to survival programs and no cuts to corporate welfare and also no jobs, some refugees, and this one's true, are considering returning to Syria. Ah, the Syrian dream. Why exactly did Gavin Newsom, an alleged Democrat, come out foursquare against taxing the billionairestas? You might take a look at Gigi, Geraldine Gilbert Soto, a Trumpy who has dragged her formerly liberal boyfriend very rich guy and Google co-founder Sergey Brin into the cult. So Brin pulled Gavin aside at a party to explain billionaire culture to him. But maybe there's a simpler question. Why would Google execs oppose taxing the richos? A non-thinker. Another angle here is that Brin is a Jewish refugee from the non-lamented Soviet regime, which means two things. One, he's not woke. They've run tests, so he thinks Israel is legit cool, which woke Democrats don't. And two, he doesn't want California to go down the Soviet road. I can personally name several more oppressive shticks the Soviets did than taxing the rich. Summing up, any two of these influences would be enough to turn a tycoon's ideology on a dime, if he knew what a dime was. Oh, and I forgot. Brin and Gigi attend Burning Man religiously. So there could be a religious issue here as well. Zionist Burning Man billionaire with Trumpy girlfriend. A recipe for allowing the rich to destroy society. Speaking of billionaires, the president elected to represent the working stiff has amassed $4 billion while in office. Much of it crypto, and some of it real. But it's okay, because others not in the government have made even more. Others. Corrupto speak for sons. Average New Yorker Steve Roth, the CEO of Vornado Realty Trust, has called Mayor Z's Tax the Rich slogan as hateful as the slogan From the River to the Sea. In normal societies, the rich tax the poor, and Israel takes the land from the river to the sea, and past some of the rivers, and also the homes and villages and rights, but who's counting? Roth and friends say if Mayor Mamdani wants all New Yorkers to succeed, then the beleaguered minority, the rich, should also have the right to succeed at seizing success from the poor. The rich, says Roth, are the epitome of the American dream, not adding, and also the American nightmare. So said some other guy. An NYPD captain has been demoted after calling the mayor expendable, a comment considered by many of me to be a seashell-level death threat. He also called all Democrats a waste of human race, which is not factual. Actual fact, all Republicans are also not a waste, but rather a mere disgrace. And, if I'm being honest, many Democrats as well.